Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is one for my autopsy reports playlist. This is the full autopsy and toxicology report for Riley Strain, the young man who unfortunately wound up in the Cumberland River after being kicked out of a bar in the middle of Nashville, where he was partying with a bunch of his friends. So this is a narrative summary from the Office of the Medical Examiner. Reportedly, the decedent was a 22-year-old male who was discovered floating in the Cumberland River by an employee at a concrete plant at approximately 7:28 in the morning on the 22nd of March. 911 was contacted. Nashville Fire responded to the scene via boat to retrieve the decedent's body. Death was confirmed on scene. The decedent's past medical history was unknown at the time of this report. Countrywide Communications contacted the medical examiner's office via pager to request a response. Due to the decedent's death being accident-related, medical examiner jurisdiction was accepted. Investigator Melanie Bird, responded to the initial scene where the decedent was discovered and later responded to the scene where the decedent's body was retrieved. Middle Tennessee Removal Service transported the decedent's body to the Center for Forensic Medicine for further examination and positive identification. The decedent's body will later be released to Greenlaw Funeral Home at the family's request. Okay, so now we get to the autopsy proper here. Riley Strain, 22-year-old male, and the date and time of the autopsy was March 23rd at 9:30 a.m. So these are the pathological diagnoses. Number 1, drowning. Decedent was last witnessed alive on March the 8th, 2024, alone at the underpass of the James Robertson Parkway Bridge after departing a local downtown establishment. Missing persons report was filed on March the 9th. Decedent discovered floating face down in the Cumberland River within debris on March 22nd, 2024. Water depth was at least 20 feet. The diagnosis relating to the drowning is pulmonary edema and pleural effusions. Pulmonary edema is fluid buildup in the lungs. Pleural effusions relates to a condition where the fluid builds up in the pleural cavity, so between the lungs and the chest wall. No evidence of significant trauma. Femoral blood ethanol concentration is 0.228. That's nearly 3 times the legal limit. And then there's decomposition. The medical examiner states the cause of death to be drowning and ethanol, i.e. alcohol intoxication. Manner of death is an accident. Circumstances of death, drowned within the Cumberland River while intoxicated. Now we get to the general examination. What happens during an autopsy is there's a general examination with any clothes on and photographs are taken. There's an external examination, both with clothes and without clothes, and then they open up the body for internal examination. General examination, the body is that of a normally developed, well-nourished adult male measuring approximately 76 inches in length, so he's very tall, weighing approximately 182 pounds and appearing consistent with the subsequently confirmed age of 22 years. The deceased is clad in a tan and black short-sleeve shirt, blue plaid undershorts and black socks. A blue watch surrounds the left wrist. A white metal necklace and yellow metal necklace with a pendant surrounds the neck. All clothing is wet and covered in a dense film of dark mud. External examination. The body is not embalmed and displays changes of decomposition, including marbling, bloating, green and red discoloration, and patchy skin slippage. It sounds horrible, but that's exactly what happens to a body that is been in water for as long as Riley had been. Rigor mortis is partially developed in the joints. Interesting. Livor mortis cannot be assessed due to the decomposition. The scalp hair is medium in length and brown. The eyes are closed. The conjunctivae are congested and without petechiae. So petechiae are the bursting of the blood vessels in the eyes, which is common if someone's been strangled. The sclera are white, the cornea are cloudy, and the irises are dark. The nostrils are open. The ears are normal in location and formation. The facial bones are intact to palpation, so no breakages to his facial bones. The mouth is slightly open, revealing natural teeth in good condition. The neck, chest and abdomen appear normally formed. The upper and lower extremities, including the hands and feet, appear symmetrical and atraumatic. The hands and feet are waterlogged. The nails are short and intact. The external genitals are those of an adult male and are atraumatic. The back is straight, free of trauma. All internal organs demonstrate changes of decomposition. The head, an incision is made around the cranium and the scalp is retracted. No hemorrhage is identified. Opening up the cranial cavity exposes smooth, tough dura, so the membranes, without evidence of epidural, subdural or subarachnoid hemorrhage. So if someone hit you over the head or you hit your head hard, you might get a bleed to your brain, which would be demonstrated there. The 1500 gram brain appears normally formed, but there is some fluid build-up, which makes sense due to the decomposition. The cerebral vessels follow the usual distribution and are free of significant atherosclerotic changes. Well, you wouldn't expect there to be, really. You're such a young person. On the cut sections of the brain, there's no evidence of infection, tumours or trauma. So again, if he'd been hit over the head or anything like that, there might be signs of trauma. Removal of dura uncovers an intact cranium and skull. So the body's open with a Y-shaped incision. The organs occupy their usual positions and relationships. The right and left pleural cavities contain approximately 500 ml and 200 ml of thin red-brown fluid. The peritoneal cavity contains a scant amount of similar appearing fluid. Inspection of the thoracic and abdominal cavities, so the chest and the abdomen, after evisceration fails to reveal significant musculoskeletal abnormalities. So in the neck, there's no evidence of infection, tumour or trauma. The hyoid bone and the laryngeal cartilages are intact, so no signs that he's been strangled or anything like that. The airway is open and unobstructed without significant inflammation. No cervical dislocations or fractures are present, so cervical is the neck bones. Cardiovascular system, the 300 gram heart has an unremarkable smooth epicardial surface. The coronary arteries arise normally and are free of significant atherosclerosis. Again, you wouldn't expect it to be in such a young person. On cut sections, the endocardium is smooth and glistening. The myocardium is uniformly dark red and soft without discrete lesions or fibrosis. The valves are thin, pliable, normally formed. Aorta is open, displays smooth tan surface, so nothing unusual there. Right, lungs. The right and left lung weigh 570 and 390 grams respectively and display smooth purple-red pleural surfaces with mild congestion and edematous fluid build-up. No evidence of infection, tumour or trauma. The pulmonary vessels and airways are unobstructed. So you've got fluid build-up in the lungs. Now, when you drown, if you're near drown, if you're drowning and you're pulled out or you get out, you can actually get pulmonary edema afterwards. It's called secondary drowning. It's a good sign that there's been a drowning event. Alimentary system, the tongue is atraumatic, the esophagus, the stomach and the small and large intestines. No evidence of significant natural disease or trauma. The stomach contains less than 100 ml of tan, partially digested food particles. Pancreas is unremarkable. The liver system, the 1550 gram liver as an intact capsule, tan brown, soft, post-mortem gas formation that you'd expect without significant fibrosis or any problems. Gallbladder is unremarkable. Endocrine system, pituitary, thyroid, adrenal glands are normal in size, shape and location without abnormalities. The lymphatic system, so the spleen's okay. And the lymphatic system doesn't display any swelling or anything like that. Genitourinary system, right and left kidneys weigh 150 grams each. The collecting systems, ureters and bladder show no evidence of any significant natural disease or trauma. Bladder contains a small amount of urine. Prostate is unremarkable. Toxicology, we'll get to that in a second. Radiographs, so there's a full body radiograph. Positive identification as Riley strain is established by comparison to antemortem and postmortem dental comparisons. Conclusion, The decedent is a 22-year-old male who was reportedly witnessed to leave a local downtown establishment and was last seen alive alone at the James Robertson Parkway Bridge on March the 8th. Missing persons report was filed on March the 9th. Autopsy findings are significant for a decomposed male with pulmonary edema and pleural infusion, so fluid within the chest cavity, and without significant trauma. Post-mortem toxicology detected alcohol, ethanol, 0.228, isopropanol. So isopropanol is interesting. That's kind of a low level. So usually that's post-mortem, created post-mortem. It's kind of alcohol. Caffeine, contenine, and nicotine, and THC. So marijuana. After review of available investigative information, including video surveillance, autopsy examination and toxicology analysis, it's my opinion that Riley Strain, a 22-year-old male, died as a result of drowning and ethanol intoxication. Gulpreet Singh Bowman, Assistant Medical Examiner. So here's the toxicology. So we've got ethanol, 228 milligrams per deciliter, blood alcohol concentration 0.228, isopropanol, caffeine presumed positive, contenine presumed positive, nicotine presumed positive, delta 9, THC, and then those two were confirmed. Other than the above findings, the examination of the specimen submitted did not reveal any positive findings of toxicological significance by procedures outlined in the accompanying analysis summary. What they do with these tox tests is they test a whole bunch of different substances. It's only if they're positive that they actually report on them. Very intoxicated young man out on his own and was clearly heading in the wrong direction, was following directions to a place that actually wasn't his hotel. He's going completely the wrong way. So it's very sad, and let it be a lesson to us all that, alcohol, it's a great leveler, isn't it? So sad. All right, rest in peace, Riley, and best wishes to his family, and I hope that in time that they heal and they're able to move on despite Riley not being with them. Bye for now, guys. Let me know your comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.